So I have worn the same shoe for, I don't know why everybody's laughing. You asked me what's my favorite shoe and I'm wearing it.
I just wasn't anticipating.
Yeah, let's make sure that we air this. Is Bigfoot real? Hard-hitting questions. Addie.
Yes. Yes, Mom. Bigfoot is
Committing
real.
to Bigfoot being real on camera.
No, he is.
Funky Mountain Witch Stuff is also the name of my indie rock band. We'll be playing in downtown Warrensburg next Thursday at a bar that I don't know the name of.
Is this for real?
No.
I was just gonna say,
I was like,
Hey, welcome back to Pester the Professor, a show where we get to know our professors a little bit more outside the classroom. I'm your host, Addie Miller.
and I'm Icarus, and we'll be right back after this.
Welcome back.
On this episode, we are joined by another professor in our digital media production department, the Sassy Gentleman, Dr. Eric Newsom. Oh yeah, I guess we should clap like we did in the show. Jordan was the one who initiated the clap. So hi, how are you?
Hi.
Okay.
I'm well.
You're well, okay. Good. So, who are you? Give a brief introduction. I know that heavy-hitting questions right off the bat. Brief introduction about who you are here, and then maybe a little bit more outside of being a professor.
So, like, who am I, like, specifically with my demographic and name information, not who am I in terms of
It's whatever
existential philosophy?
If you want to go more, just like, yeah,
Okay.
descriptors,
Hi,
adjectives even.
I'm Dr. Eric Newsom, and I teach in the Department of Digital Media, Communication, Digital Media Production. I actually teach in both the Digital Media Production program and the Com Studies program. I think I'm the only professor right now who does a bit of both. Is that what you wanted to know?
Yeah, yeah.
42
and then,
years old.
Yeah, anything you share
Married
that.
white male. Not wanted for any crimes in any states that anybody can that anybody can prove, and yeah, not currently running for any public office.
Oh, good, good. Okay, so that means I can add one of these questions on here that I wasn't going to ask. Yeah, I'm just kidding. Well, it's nice to have you here. I'm glad you've been. Yes. What? Why are you being so antagonistic right now?
How about we start off with something that's a little low maintenance?
Yes, low, maybe less heavy-hitting
You've brought
than
me on a
who
TV show
are
called
you?
Pester the Professor, where you've put a sign that says Pester the Professor behind me.
That's fair.
I feel like the antagonism
I
didn't
understand
start
being
with me. It
being
sounded
on
like
guard. Okay.
All right.
We're just pestering.
I
mean,
concede.
Nothing too intense.
Fair enough.
So, what's you're gonna have to read it.
I really didn't know we were gonna break with the question.
Okay.
Who are you? You got it?
Yeah. What's your favorite icebreaker to ask in class?
Favorite icebreaker to ask in class. So actually, this is funny because I've gotten tired of asking icebreakers in class.
Really? Because that's like your thing, is that you
I
ask
ask
questions.
attendance questions.
Well, I guess that's different.
And I think that the icebreaker is different because it's the first day. And the icebreaker is always like, what's your name? Where are you from?
Yeah.
And
Do you talk that way?
I do. You know that I do. This is my hello, welcome to class.
Yeah.
No, but so this semester I asked as my icebreaker on the first day of class, as a community building exercise, I think I asked the students, what is the highest note that you can sing?
Yes, I remember this.
And then I asked them to sing that highest note. And some of them did, and did an admirable job. Some of them did and got a bit shrieky, and that was great though too, because they participated. Some people refused to participate, but so the new thing that I'm going to do now is that's also going to be the last question that I ask in the semester. So that's sort of a barometer of like how far have we come.
Yeah, are people growing as singers in their time?
So, but my favorite attendance question asked during the semester is, of course, what is the most impressive animal that you think you could defeat in unarmed combat? And because I feel like that really reveals a lot about people and the way that they see themselves. You know, I always have one inevitably guy in class who thinks that he can take on a chimpanzee or a wolf. Absolutely could not. Absolutely could not. And then everybody roasts them over the coals.
I remember saying a bunny in mine, and I think I would maybe like graduate to a cat.
Everybody at home, I want you to
fight a cat.
take a look at Icarus and imagine Icarus fighting a bunny. To the death, I think.
So I love
to
you
the death.
so much.
Are you about to say that you don't think I can fight a bunny?
No, it's not that. It's that I think you wouldn't be able to fight the bunny because you would.
Oh yeah, no, that's quite literally almost the exact thing that I said in class when you asked that was I don't want to fight an animal, and two, if I were put in that position, I'm just the animal's taking me out.
This is why the orphans are there.
Exactly, and we also had a firm discussion about how I would let the orphans die because I care more about a bunny.
You have to protect the orphans from the animal.
Did I block this out of my memory?
I'm
starting to think that we should have just written down every single attendance question that you have ever asked and just gone through the list. But speaking of another attendance question that you've asked,
I could take out a mosquito.
Oh, I can
one of the most deadly
animals
on Earth.
Yeah, a mosquito. I have no empathy for mosquitoes. But another attendance question you've asked is, what is your favorite color? And you, because you're teaching multimedia, you specify not hues, so not like red, green, blue, but like a specific shade of a color.
Yeah, so we have to sort of distinguish hues as like overall categories of colors. So like your Roy G. Biv, sort of like the big color picker square in Photoshop, and then specific colors right in there. And so, as I say, I think in class that my favorite color is like a slate blue-gray that is the color of my wife's eyes and the color of Wolverine's hair in early 90s X-Men comics.
Yeah, I think now that you've said that, I do remember it. We were talking before the show and neither of us could recall what he had said, but I do, like I remember.
It's always important to remember my love of Wolverine in early 90s X-Men comics.
Yeah.
It makes the audience at home go.
That's very sweet. That's very sweet. I'm gonna have you ask the next question, and you might know the context. You might not know the context of this one.
I don't.
So, yeah. Okay.
What's your favorite shoe?
My favorite shoe?
Yeah. Why are you laughing?
Do you think I have a favorite shoe?
So, this is Jordan's favorite question to ask people, which is our other host and producer who's here on the floor today.
She's right there.
She's right there, just right behind the camera.
I'm not on camera, so you can't see me pointing, but Jordan's right there.
Jordan's right there. Hello, Jordan. This is her favorite question to ask because, as she says, you learn everything you need to know about a person instantly based on what they respond. So, what is your favorite shoe? So,
I have worn the same shoe for, I don't know why everybody's laughing. You asked me what's my favorite shoe, and I'm wearing it.
I just wasn't anticipating that.
This is the Adidas Samba Classic, and it is the same shoe that I've worn since like 2007, I want to say. I wear them because I have stupid arches, and they cut under my arch and hold my arch up all day. And so, as you go through life, it's important to know the state of your feet and the things that cause your feet incredible pain, and to work against those things, because you're going to be working a job inevitably where you're standing and you're walking and you're moving through the world. And you don't want to go home at the end of every day with your feet in incredible pain. And so, my favorite shoe is the shoe that keeps me from being in that pain. For me, it's the Adidas Samba. The thing that's annoying, though, is that last year Harry Styles got really into Adidas Sambas, and they got really popular again, and they usually have a specific cost that I can count on when it, I need new shoes, and it doubled. So
yeah.
This is so we're not allowed to cuss Harry Styles, right? You said no cussing.
No, I said this is Red Digital, which is
Harry
affiliated
Styles,
with
I will fight you if I ever see you in public. It's on.
Okay.
Straight to the face.
That's it. Okay. You can cuss on Red Digital Studios.
I'm not going to cuss on Red Digital Studios because I don't trust you to not use it against me.
What do you mean? Okay. Anyways, I'll let you think on that back there, Jordan. Analyze his personality from it.
I think she's already.
I don't play soccer. It's important to note that you would never catch me playing soccer in these shoes. No.
Interesting.
Well, I kind of stole that question from you.
Not that I have anything against soccer. It's just that you need to be aware of your own athleticism or lack of it before you commit to any game like soccer.
That's entirely fair. I feel like I stole the last question from you, so if you would like to ask another.
Like this one?
Yeah. Or the one before it, yeah.
Oh, that's a good one, yeah. So if you had to pick an animal, what animal are you?
If I had to pick an animal?
Yeah.
What animal would you be?
A human being?
And
I'm a human being.
If you were embodying the form of an animal.
That is not a human.
that is
excluding humans.
Yeah.
Or Homo sapiens or any other form of human that you could come up with.
Yeah, what kind of animal do you think you would be?
You're trying to cut me off from all avenues of saying human being.
Yes.
Well, okay, so hold on here. So I can't be a human.
No, because you're already a human.
Okay, so are you saying that I can't be a human, or are you just saying that I can't be?
Just pick an animal. Just pick an animal that you
He
would
did
be.
warn us that he was going to do this. We should have
So
anticipated.
hold on. Is a werewolf still a human?
Ooh.
There you go.
So,
exactly. If you're going to try and qualify it, let's sit here and qualify
Let's take away from like.
What's the difference between a werewolf and a wolfman? Is there one?
So are you picking Wolfman?
I don't know, maybe. I need some clarification first before I'm committing to anything.
Like a bird? Like a dog? like animals like that?
Joe said wolf. Not
Did he say werewolf?
No,
he just said wolf.
What he did.
Wolf.
No, I'm not going to say that.
Okay.
That's what Joe said. I don't want to be the same thing as Joe.
Okay.
Is a vampire an animal?
No, a vampire is a mythological creature, which we have later on the board.
Which mythological creature would I be?
No, just a question about.
Maybe we should just move on to that if that's because we're kind of already on track with like you keep asking about human or vampires.
Is a Bigfoot? It's bipedal.
A mythological creature.
No. Are you saying the Bigfoots aren't real?
Cryptid. My mom would hate me right now if I said that. No, that's not true.
I wouldn't classify Bigfoot as
Your mom would
an
hate
animal.
you if you said that Bigfoot wasn't real?
She loves Bigfoot.
Yeah. Let's make sure that we air this. Is Bigfoot real? Hard-hitting questions. Addie.
Yes. Yes, Mom. Bigfoot is
Committing
real.
to Bigfoot being real on camera.
No, I believe her.
He is?
Yeah. We are moving this from us to back
Anyways,
to you.
we'll cycle back to this question, but this has spawned this question. Do you believe in otherworldly creatures such as aliens, ghosts, Bigfoot, vampires, werewolves, wolfmen?
I would maybe be a salamander. That can survive fires. That's the mythical
Can
part
they
of
really?
them.
Can salamanders survive fire?
I'd be willing to try if I was a salamander.
But you wouldn't be
give
willing
up
to
your
try
life to just try and see.
I don't think salamanders can survive fire, but should you turn into a salamander, I will be the first person there recording, watching to see if you can survive fire.
So I was trying to break that into the in between the what animal would you be and what mythical animal would you be. I would be the salamander that can survive fire. Okay. Whether that's mythical or true.
I see what you're saying.
No.
I see.
Yeah. I can see you as a salamander though.
So hold on. So can't be a human being.
Can't be a human being. Salamander classifies.
No, hold on.
Oh, you're okay.
Mothman. It says man right there in the title.
But it's not an animal.
How is a Mothman not an animal?
What are we arguing right now?
What are we arguing
right now?
Is there a debate?
I don't know. I
thought it would just be a straightforward question.
We're further than I thought we would be from what animal are you? You know.
Let's go back to who are you?
Who I was gonna say. I feel like we do need to cycle back to that. I was like, I organized these questions in terms of like their depth.
And you started with who are you?
And
like the basis of all philosophical thought?
Anyways, so a follow-up question to what animal are you? We've already talked about this, so I know what you're going to say. But if you were a cat, would you be a black cat or an orange cat? Orange?
Important.
That's as big as who are you, in my opinion. Would you be an orange cat or a black cat?
Well, we already know what you would be.
Yeah, so we have assigned all of the DMP professors one of these. And so this is a correct or incorrect.
Right. So which camera should I be looking at here? This one?
This is your single.
This one? This one? This one? This one. Okay. If I were a cat, I can't be a cat because I'm allergic to cats and therefore I would be allergic to myself. And that would be horrible. No one wants to go through life being allergic to themselves. But in measuring whether I'm a black cat or an orange cat, I have to think about several things. One is that I'm overweight and I enjoy lasagna and I hate Mondays. Does that mean that I'm an orange cat? I don't know, because a lot of people are overweight like lasagna and hate Mondays. That doesn't necessarily make them cats. I'm obviously a human being, and that's all I'm allowed to be, or maybe not what I'm supposed to be. Anyway, I don't know. Is a human being an animal? Is a Bigfoot an animal? Does Addie believe in Bigfoot? Yes, she does. Let's get that on the record. Black cats, though. Black cats are fun. Black cats bring bad luck. Black cats might be witches in disguise. I don't know. In my heart, I would like to be a black cat, but I suspect I'm probably an orange cat. And that's a huge disappointment to me.
Well, if it makes you feel better, the cat that we have assigned you is black cat, due to your pervasive pessimism. I'm glad
what?
I was like, I'm glad that one flew under the radar. I said due to your pervasive pessimism,
Okay.
which is something I would say you are maybe not known for, but
Yeah.
yeah, perhaps. Anyways, moving on.
No moving.
Daddy?
They just held up a sign that said no moving.
Wait, actually, quick question. What cat do you think we would be?
Ooh, that is actually a good question. I would like to know.
Turn the questions around.
He's like staring into our souls.
I was going to say the prolonged eye contact.
Well, Addie, you have worn black ever since I met you.
That is a true
in
statement.
every aspect of yourself.
Yes.
You are like someone who walked into Hot Topic and
Oh my God.
discovered their soul there.
So nice. Thank you so much for saying
So I'm going to be rude and make you an orange cat.
Man, I had a feeling.
See, I actually agree that you're an orange cat. You're black cat in appearance, orange
You're an
cat,
orange cat at
in
heart.
nature.
That's true.
You're
Yeah.
absolutely an orange cat
You're
at
an orange
heart.
cat in nature.
You're a calico.
You are a calico. You are
And
100%.
you know what? That is also the correct answer. Depends on the day. I do not fit evenly into either box.
Yeah, I'm pleased to get a black cat because of the black cat's ties to like hoodoo and
Yeah, that is
Funky
also
Mountain
cool.
Witch stuff.
Yeah, I have a beautiful.
Funky Mountain Witch Stuff is also the name of my indie rock band. We'll be playing in downtown Warrensburg next Thursday at a bar that I don't know the name of.
Is this for real?
No.
I was just gonna say,
I
you
was
are
like, wait, no, that's
totally
so
just
cool.
Funky Mountain
you
Witch
just
Cat,
got
that would be
me
good.
So excited.
Funky Mountain Witch Cat. Now, now,
That,
now.
that would be a good
Do
name
you
for
remember
a
when they
band.
said limit movement?
Limit
Just
movement, yeah.
Just a second ago.
It doesn't matter.
You're not my director, I'm the guest.
Yeah. But I think
Joe
this.
told me he was hoping to use this as promo material.
Honestly,
Joe's
It
looks
would work.
great.
Yeah.
Joe's is great for the
Joe's
UCM department.
looks
Joe is like
Fantastic.
the face of UCM.
Yeah.
But enough about
That's
Joe.
Joe's job. Joe
so
gets paid
you
to do that.
mentioned being in a band.
I'm not being paid to be here today. Am I getting paid to be here today?
Do you work
keep
at
it-
KMOS?
No, I don't.
Anyways,
No.
so you mentioned being in a band, which is not real, but
Mm-hmm.
that does spawn perhaps one of your favorite hobbies that you
I
are
wasn't.
interested
I
in.
have been in many bands in
Yes,
the past.
and you are also a player of many musical instruments, from what
I
I
am a player.
understand.
I'm a player.
A player of many musical
Then a long
instruments.
pause. You are a player of
You
many musical
you
instruments.
can't make fun of me pausing. I don't think right.
Yeah.
My brain does
Okay.
not go in
Yes,
lines.
I am a player of many
Okay.
instruments. Yeah.
Keep going.
There's not a question there. That's just a
No,
statement.
it was. The question is, what is your favorite hobby? Which this may or may not be your favorite
That's a
hobby,
leading
but
question.
you could.
What's your favorite hobby? You are a player of many instruments. I don't know. Might not
I'm
be my
trying
favorite
to
hobby.
make convenient transitions here. You started talking about music, so I took the bait. I said, let's go here.
Jumped ahead. All right.
Yeah.
It's good. I do like playing music. I have played the guitar since I was in the 8th grade. I've gotten significantly better than I was in the 8th grade, and then worse at different periods of time. The guitar, the bass, the ukulele, a little bit of banjo. I have an auto harp. This summer I bought a dulcimer and a mandolin. I've gotten pretty good at those. I have a banjolele, which is what happens when you like take a banjo and a ukulele and mix them together. That's kind of fun. I can play drums passably if the music is slow enough. If I can find a good violin, that's my next thing. I'm going to try and learn to play like old-timey fiddle music. And
I
then
might know a guy who has a violin. It's me. I'm the guy.
Oh,
I have
okay.
a violin that
Yeah.
I need to get rid of.
Let's talk. What size is it?
It's a full.
This is how long my arm is. If that was one of the questions, I'm skipping ahead. But this is how long.
It's
How long
It's
is
a-
it?
it's a full-size violin, which is as big as the violins go, and
Okay.
they're still pretty small.
Yeah.
I have trouble playing it because of how big my fingers are. So.
They get a bit bigger. They just changed the name of them and call them violas. Yeah.
Well, violas are different than violins because they have a different string set.
But you
They
can
also
put,
play in a different.
You could put violin
clef.
strings on a viola and
You
play it
could.
like a violin.
But then it would.
And it
be
just has a deeper
ooh,
sound.
Interesting.
Yeah,
It would be
you
a
can. You
violin in the
absolutely
body
can.
of a viola.
There are lots of people that wind up doing that because they like the deeper sound that it has.
Transgender violin violas.
Transgender violin violas is also the name of my other indie rock band. We're playing on Friday at a bar downtown. I also don't know the name of that one.
Actually, question about instruments though. What?
No, go ahead.
Okay, no, my question was because you said you were gonna try and play the violin. Stop shaking your head. You said that you were. I'm not crazy. He's gaslighting me right now. You had said that you were going to try and pick up the violin and just try and play and stuff like that. So I have wanted to like play a new instrument, but so many people have said it's like learning a new language and it takes like a lot of time and stuff like that, or a lot of time to like learn and get good at it. What would you say to that?
I mean, it does. It's a little less like learning a new language, and well, there's a language to music, and the degree to which you need to immerse yourself in that language depends upon the kind of music that you want to play, right? So you probably want to start with what instrument do you want to learn?
Well, I can play the guitar right now. I'm not great at it, but I know that a lot of people are like, oh, I've been this good, or this amount of time I've been good at like the drums or something like that. And I'm like, oh, that would be really cool to learn, but I didn't know if like being 23 right now would stop me from being able to like learn.
No, I don't think so. No, I don't think that any age should prevent you from learning any sort of artistic thing. One of the problems that we have with our society now, and this is, welcome to Society Problem Corner. One of the problems that I think we have with our society now is that there are tons of things that we used to do as hobbies that we feel the need to monetize now, or we feel the need to be professional at. You know, we have all sorts of TV shows that are devoted to telling people that they're not talented enough for anyone to care about their talents. And that undermines the state of our culture, I think. Everybody should learn how to play a musical instrument. Everybody should learn how to paint and draw. And it's not a matter of even learning, it's just a matter of doing, right? You should find space in your life for the artistic things that bring you joy and not care a whit about whether or not other people approve, whether it can be commercial and make money for you. You should just do it for the sake of doing it. So absolutely, play guitar, play drums, play whatever you feel like playing. It is difficult to get up to a level where you can do it professionally. It's not difficult to get to a point where you can sit down at an instrument and get sounds out of it that make you feel joy, right? So start there. And if you become a professional, then that's great too. But start with your own joy and figure that out.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah. That went really deep.
This has been an Optimism Corner with me, a pessimistic black cat.
Wow. I was not expecting that, but I agree, yeah.
She's going to try and tack on my answer. Look
yeah, no, I am. I'm stealing that, actually. Play musical instruments. Yeah. So wait, so which question did you want me to ask?
That one.
Okay.
Just because I don't know.
Yes. So, what is your astrological sign? If you know it.
I do know it. Yeah, okay. Of course I know it. My astrological sign is Gemini, and for a while I was...
Everything makes sense.
Yeah, no, that's it. Is that I looked at it and I was like, well, maybe there is something to astrology, because if you go down the list of Gemini things, it's like, you have a short attention span. You take on lots of projects. You are an extrovert and talk to lots of people, right? You have many fragmented aspects to your personality, right? All these things. And I was like, oh yeah, that's me. But then I also got diagnosed with ADHD, and that also seemed to explain things, and maybe in a less cosmic, supernatural way.
That's true too.
It's just my brain chemistry.
See, I also had the same experience because I'm a Cancer, and that one's like, you're sad all the time. You're a really sensitive person. You're bad at making friends. And I saw this like in high school or something, and I was like, oh, well, that's awful.
That's so sad.
So was it a self-fulfilling prophecy then?
Perhaps, maybe. I think they could be.
Break away from that.
Well, I definitely think I'm less like that now.
You can't write a horoscope that applies to like hundreds of thousands of people and expect it to be true for everybody.
No,
Very true.
Yeah, at least the fortune cookies are like one at a time.
Yeah, and they're a little more broad, I guess, although horoscopes are broad too. I don't know.
They stopped letting them be fortunes for a while. They're back to being fortunes now.
Oh,
because for a long time it was like, you will encounter someone who will change the rest of your life today, and you're like, oh, that's cool. And then for a while they were like broad philosophical ideas like, you should be nice to people, and it's like, that's not a fortune.
I have one in my phone case that says your smile lights up a room. That's not a fortune, but it's a nice thing to read.
It is, but
it's not a fortune.
No, I want a fortune.
I want to know what happens.
Yeah, I want like the miniature version of having my palm read every time I go to the restaurant.
Exactly. So you are into zodiac signs, right? Like a little bit?
A little bit.
Okay. Does hearing that he's a Gemini?
Yes. immediately when you said that, I went, okay, yep, makes sense. That all makes sense now.
See, I like asking that question because I really don't know much about astrological signs, and then I like being like, oh, everything makes sense now, because it makes people go, ooh, what does that mean about me?
So here's the thing about a lot of that stuff, I think. And so astrology, tarot, all of these processes that you can go through, really I think what they're about is giving people some basic structure, and people generally know what they should actually be doing with their lives, and they just need a little nudge, right? And so if you can provide a little supernatural nudge and be like, here's what the cards say, right? You let them read the cards themselves, and they tell you the story of what it should be.
Yeah.
Right. So, right, not discounting it at all. I think it's a useful thing for a lot of people to just get those nudges in the direction that their life should already be going, and they know inside their life should be going.
That's true.
So, yeah.
Are we going to do a tarot reading today?
No, but I might start bringing it out. Yeah. Do you have another question that you'd like to ask?
Yeah.
You can skip around, by the way. You don't have to go down the list.
What is one of your favorite stories from college?
I am actually really curious about this.
That you can share.
Pass.
Pass? Okay.
I don't know. Hold on. Let me think. So they're either one of two directions. You don't want this question answered. They're either like on this end where I absolutely cannot say them on television, or they're on this end where they're so boring that it's not going to make good TV.
You don't have anything interesting? Like
well, I think he's saying he does have things interesting, but ones that might jeopardize his public image.
They're too interesting for you. They would curl your hair.
What would...
Addie.
Is there...
I saw a Bigfoot, Addie. He waved at me, and I waved back, and we were friends after that.
What is happening?
So I am putting that in.
I went to a snake handling church one time. It was weird.
Oh.
Yeah.
What was it?
Snake handling church. Just to see. Just see what it was like, and there were snakes there, and I thought, why have you come here? You don't like snakes.
Yeah.
But you had the opportunity.
That was in college?
Yeah.
Anything else?
No, that was it.
Okay.
That was my 4 years.
All 4 years, and the one thing that stood out was the snake handling church.
Everything else is off the record.
So you are, there's not a good transition between these two, but you are writing a children's book and also illustrating a children's book. Do you want to talk about that, where the idea came from, what it means, any other things you want to share about it?
I started writing like an illustrated book for like middle grades, like 12 or so is my target audience. And it started actually as a concept album as part of a competition that my musician friends and I did in 2008. So I've been working on this thing for a long time. And it is about a kid that stows away aboard an airship and the hijinks that he gets into, but also with some commentary about class and society that comes along with that. So.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
So you said you've been working on it for a while, and I'm hesitant to even ask this. Do you have like a deadline or like a goal for when you want it done?
I'm hoping to. I had the process of working in academia that we talked about before we started airing. So I wanted to go up for promotion and get that done first. That was an undertaking, and now I have it going out to beta readers. So I've got a draft and most of the illustrations done. And I'm hoping to send it out to agents by Christmas this year, but we'll see. Ask me again at Christmas if I've done that, and the answer is probably going to be, I'm hoping to have it out to agents by February, but no, by Christmas. I'm going to say that here on TV.
We'll go a little longer, by the way, because we had that big section that's probably going to be cut out, so we'll go to like 40 probably.
Oh, sorry.
Yes. Yeah, what's another question you would like to ask?
If you were to change your career path, what would it be to?
Like if I got fired?
No, like if you say you just get tired of this one day, or like say the cards ended up differently and you ended up in a different career path.
I'm a 42-year-old man. I'm in this for the long haul.
You don't have to, but like if you were,
if I were
to do something else.
So if I get fired, I'm probably gonna try and make it in the graphic design world, or do that. I have you know, I used to work freelance while I was getting my doctorate. I did freelance design, web design, graphic design, logo design, sorts of things, and I could go back to that. But I like not working freelance now that I'm older. It's fun, great when you're younger, but now I have kids and a mortgage, and I like the steady pay a little better. So I would probably go back to doing graphic design stuff. That's the realistic answer. I don't know, but I have kids, so if I lost my job, I'd work wherever I needed to, I guess, to get
maybe
by.
If we rephrase it as
let's
in
rephrase it.
Like, did you think you were gonna be where you're at now? Like, were you going for something else?
No, I started out to be a newspaper reporter, and I graduated in 2004, and the newspaper industry was not doing well. It's still not doing well. So I'd had a number of years where I worked as a newspaper reporter and went to college to get a degree, and wound up not wanting to go back into newspapers when I left. And so that was my original career path, was being a newspaper reporter. I would love to be a storyteller of some kind in media, and one of the things I like about the job here is that I do get to do that. I mean, this is why I'm writing the book. This is why I have a couple of other irons in the fire, but I can also do all of that while I'm teaching here, right? And use those things also to teach students. So, for instance, I've done animations for your documentary. I did some animations for a documentary about a civil rights activist named Alvin Brooks from Kansas City over the summer, and that was really personally edifying work. I really enjoyed that. And I got to do that as part of the expectation also of the job that I'm working here, and I'm going to be using that material in the classes that I teach. And so I really do feel like this is a really plum job for me. I feel like it's fairly up my alley in the things that I love to do. I get to do both in the classroom with the students, and then outside of the classroom, and then bring it to the classroom for the students as well. And so I think it works out well in the end.
I suppose that's fair. You've kind of been doing it for a while. You found your niche or niche that you like.
When you were a kid, what did you want to do?
Detective pizza chef.
Wait, let's dissect first.
Yeah, detective pizza chef.
What is that? What does it mean? What does that mean?
Well, about like mutually exclusive from each other, but then also if I can blend them together.
Oh, okay.
Right.
So you wanted to be a detective, and it was like
a detective,
and then also a pizza chef.
I'm not like detecting
specifically
pizzas.
A pizza chef.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
What interested you so much about pizza? Just because you like it?
What would not interest you about pizza? Do you not like pizza?
No, I mean I do, but
hold on. On the record, do you like pizza?
Yeah, I guess I like pizza.
You guess you like pizza.
Yeah.
What kind of person are you who doesn't like pizza?
Hey, Chris, do you like pizza?
I only like cheese pizza because I don't like the meats that come on pizza.
You invited me on the show.
Like pepperoni is my favorite.
A bunch of non-pizza loving people.
No, I like cheese pizza, or I like barbecue chicken pizza.
That is a good pizza.
But I don't eat a lot of the meats that are traditionally found on pizza.
Not meats of pizza. I don't eat meat pizza, but there's
also
a ton of other pizzas that you can eat.
Yeah, like cheese. Like cheese pizza.
There's other
I
things
eat a lot of cheese pizza.
There are vegetables in the world.
Oh, true. I do like mushrooms on pizza. Mushrooms and onions.
What's the Supreme pizza? I do like Supreme.
Yeah, that has
peppers.
meat on it. I can't eat that one. Thanks for rubbing it in, Addie.
Oh, that's right. You're vegetarian?
Yeah.
Vegetarian.
Okay. Mark is vegan.
Not completely by choice, no.
Oh, okay. I was going to ask, is it too personal to ask
for me?
No. Okay. No. Your whole family, or just?
My whole family is, and they have always been, and I've been the lone wolf who ate meat for a long time, and then I've had some health issues, and so I've given up the meat.
I see.
Yeah. So this one is perhaps a little bit deeper, but what is something that you think holds you back, or perhaps a fear of yours about life? Because I think everyone has something that holds them back from being their greatest. If not just yourself, yeah.
Well, I think that the things that I would say, this is tricky because I know what it is, and I'm trying to think of the way that I can say it so that it comes across the way that I mean it. But I have a family and children to think about now. And when you are responsible for other people, it means that you can't always take the risks that you would otherwise. And so I have a fairly forward-facing job at a state university.
Yeah.
And so I always have to think about that and temper my politics in public spaces. I have to, I have to figure out where is that line of security and making sure that I can provide for my family, and then where is the line where I can not necessarily take risks, but be fully out there.
No, I think that makes sense. Like, things that hold you back aren't necessarily a bad thing. Yeah. Like, people need to be held back at sometimes. If I didn't hold myself back in certain cases, I would, probably not be in school right now. Probably be living on the side of a road or something.
People are going to have to
hold
hold
me
me
actually,
back.
But
if I see Harry Styles wearing Adidas in public.
Exactly. Yeah, you wouldn't want to jeopardize your job because you punched Harry Styles.
Punched Harry Styles.
And you're in jail. Yeah. So on the flip side of that, what's something that gets you up in the morning? What keeps you going? If it's not the same answer.
No, I have to get my kids ready for school, so that's really
I meant more philosophically,
a big part of it. No, but I mean the physical aspect of waking up is made easier, literally and figuratively, by the fact that I have other people who are in my care.
Yeah.
So it's literally getting my kids up for school, but also figuratively getting my kids up for school gets me going. I also like my job. Right?
That's fair.
Most days I enjoy.
What Joe said is that he just likes what he does.
It's a bit of a slip there.
Names are hard.
Most days that I come to work, I really enjoy interacting with students. I enjoy the classes that I get to teach. I feel like I have some knowledge to share with people, and I feel like I've found a way that I can do that and still enjoy myself, and that they enjoy the classes, and that they leave having learned something. And that's the goal with this job, and so I'm usually happy to get up in the morning. Yeah,
that's good.
But I'm also a night owl, so it is quite difficult physically to get up in the morning sometimes.
Yeah, I feel you there.
It's hard to make myself go to bed at night.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Do you have any last questions? Or should we hit him with our closing question?
Maybe this I don't know if this one ties into kind of what it was we were talking about, or if you'll actually answer it, but what is your biggest fear? Or what was it? Did you say more irrational?
Last week we said irrational fears.
I mean, if you want to share your deepest, darkest fear, that's fine too.
My irrational fear is snakes. I don't like snakes, but I do. You just, at a certain point, you just deal with them. I'm not really scared of garter snakes, but they make me feel icky inside.
Yeah.
Right. And so there's that. I mean, I hate to keep harping on the same thing, but once you have children, your biggest fear is always nothing related to yourself anymore. I would brave a whole pit full of snakes if it meant saving my kids from it. Right. And so
that is also exactly what Joe said. So it makes sense. I definitely think it's a parental thing. Yeah.
You lose all sense of right. And so when you go back to that, who am I? My sense of identity strongly changed the second that I saw a child in the world that was mine and that was my responsibility. Right? It just happens. Cool. So if you're not prepared for that, then make sure that you are taking the proper
precautions.
Precautions, yeah.
Steps,
yeah. Make sure that you're taking the proper precautions to make sure that you don't have kids, whatever those might be for you. Back to you, Addie. Back to Addie. Get the camera off. Back to Addie.
So we are out of time, but a thing that we want to close every show with is, what is a piece of advice you would give students, people, the world, whatever you want to close with that you think would be helpful for individuals to hear?
Pass?
You don't have a piece of advice?
You don't have a pass for
all that?
You gotta.
No.
You gotta.
I think that it's hard to think of a piece of advice overall. I think that you have a limited amount of time here in the world, and I think that you have to spend at least some of that time figuring out what makes being here in the world worth it for you. And you have to chase those things that make it worthwhile. Sometimes that means not listening to other people tell you what their things are that they want for themselves that they also think that you should have. Sometimes that means undertaking the hard work that it takes to get to the place where you have the things or can do the things that you want to do. Sometimes it means compromise and recognizing I'm not going to be able to do all these things, but the things that I can do also bring me joy. So how can I maximize the joys out of those things? I also think that we have a responsibility in the world to recognize that we are a part of it. And I know that it can be difficult a lot of times to, there's a lot of things going on in the world, a lot of issues with the world, a lot of problems with the world. It's hard to, if you're an intelligent person, it's hard to look around at the world and feel happy about it, right? Or to feel happy all the time. It's also very easy, again, if you're an intelligent person, to look around at these things and feel powerless in the situation of the world at large. And right, to some extent, what can one person do, right? A person without, immense wealth or privilege or being born into seats of power. But we all have aspects of the world that we could help with. So there's an old gospel song that I really like that's called Bright in the Corner Where You Are. And that has sort of been my own personal philosophy in dealing with just the immenseness of the world and all of the struggles of the world. I try to figure out, this is my corner, right? What are the things that I can do in this little small part of the world where I do have some control? How can I make this a better place? So that's what I would say. Bright in the corner where you are.
I think that is phenomenal advice. I can't speak today.
Go ahead.
Addie?
No, you're good. Keep going. Take it away.
I think that was great advice for students who will likely be watching this, maybe prospective students, if Joe Moore is sharing this around as a recruitment video.
Some of this down.
If he has, I hope Dr. Eric Newsom has not scared you away. But we do thank you for being on this episode of Pester the Professor. Any other final thoughts?
Nope.
All right. Well, that's it. A woman of few words.
Bigfoot is not a human being, but it's a werewolf.
All right.
You still never answered that, but that's okay.
Well, that's all we have time for. So we'll see you next week for our next episode of Pester the Professor.